back with legendary voiceover actress and the voice of Bart Simpson and many, many more. Please welcome Nancy Cartwright to the show.
Yeah.
So many people where you just
Thank you.
slipped into Bart's voice and about 6 people just busted up laughing over there. How did you come up with that guy?
You know what? I've been doing it for like, believe it or not, 33 years professionally. I did it before. I moved to California in 1978 and started working in about 81.
Yeah.
So when I started going out and doing things like Snorks and Pound Puppies, the early, you know, Richie Rich, way back in 81, 82, I found that if I did 2 or 3 different voices at an audition, that was my best bet, because my idea of 10 years old is my idea. You may have a different idea of that sound.
Yeah.
But when I went in for Bart Simpson and I met Matt Groening, it was one thing. It was like, blah, 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 boom, you're hired, that's it. Wow.
Well, and that was it? No other options?
You just said
No, one sound, and that was it. That was so unusual. It's only happened, I can count on one hand how many times I've done that as an actress. I like to give options, you know?
That's a big risk, isn't it? To go, I'm either 100% in or I'm out.
But you know, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I guess so.
So you just
Kind of like poker.
You just opened,
All in.
you opened
Yeah,
your
but
mouth and Bart just came out? You had no backup in there?
That's a great way of saying it. I opened my mouth and out popped a 10-year-old boy. Who gets paid to burp and fart. I mean, that is like, what a cool job, right?
Yeah, but now Bart's not the only voice you do. You do
Right.
many others.
Yeah, on the show. Who do you all have
Yeah.
in the show?
I'm Bart Nelson. Nelson Mandela Muntz. I'm just saying. Him. Todd Flanders. I get to anoint their feet. He's the study buddy that lives next door. Ralph Wiggum. When I grow up, I want to be a principal or a caterpillar.
Well, you do my favorite Rugrat. My favorite Rugrat.
Chuckie.
Chuckie's my favorite.
Thank you.
I love him.
I don't know, are there any clouds around here? I don't like clouds.
I love
This crew.
You have the greatest job ever. How do you do? Because you have to act with yourself,
I
right?
do.
There's a lot going on up there, Nancy. Have you had that worked out?
I know.
Can I help with that?
I know. I get paid to do all these voices. Very weird.
Do you actually do it and then switch to another and then back, or do you have it all in audio? How do you do that?
No, we do it the way that it's written. When we do a table read on Thursdays, and then Monday I'll go in and we'll start to record it. We tend to do it right from the very beginning and run through the whole scene and the whole show in order, but we kind of have to bounce around a bit. But if it's a scene with, like, do you remember the episode when Bart was down in the well? He was Timmy down in the well, and it was like, and Rod and Todd Flanders were like next door, the study buddies, and they're picking him up on the bridge.
Everybody's back here going,
Rod, Todd, this is God. What are you doing on our radio? What do you mean, what am I doing on the radio? I created the universe, stupid kid. Walk through the wall. Ow! I'll remove it for you later.
Wow.
Is it hard for you to go back and forth with the different characters like that? I mean, you do it so well. I'm going to go back to when you were recording something. Do you record one show a week, or do you do 2 or 3 of them?
It's just one.
Many questions for you. Yeah, go
No,
ahead.
it's totally fine.
Yeah.
It's about one a week, but we do 22 a year, so there's breathing room in there, you know?
Yeah.
But we work fairly consistently the whole year because there's post-production. The voices come first, and then 5-6 months later, I'll go back in to do post-production on that episode. So it's taken them about 5-6 months to do all the animation, to do all the coloring, to do the music.
Sure.
You know, we just had our 550th episode a couple weeks ago with the Lego thing.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you. But that one took extra long time.
How do you build this? Where do you start with a character and with a voice?
Right.
Do you find it where it's placed? Can you take us through just to give us some tips on that?
You know, I tried to teach this. That is a skill. For me, I like looking at a picture, because even when I look at you, and I kind of look at jaws, I look at people's teeth and see how, because if a kid has got like a split in her teeth. Remember that movie, Mrs. Doubtfire?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, with Robin Williams.
Right.
There's a little actress on there.
Yes, a little girl.
Yeah,
Little girl.
yeah. So she had a little split in her tooth, and and I looked at that, and I thought, I can learn from that. She sort of sounded like this, and there was a little sound, and I can sort of create that sound myself and come up with a whole new character. that I've never done before. That character's never been hired. I just want to say.
Listen, I'm going to say this now.
Mara Wilson.
Mara Wilson,
Yeah.
that's right. Could you do Mark if you were good at his voice?
Well, I can only, the oldest boy I do is about 14. I don't think I can.
leaves
That's,
Yeah, he's
yes,
out.
way past. This is going to sound really weird, but I want you to just at some point come to my house and read me a bedtime story
Yeah.
with all of those voices,
Wow.
right?
Mark,
It's
that's so
just-
bizarre you say that. I have 2 kids. They're adults
Yeah.
now, but when I was raising them, I would tell them stories. No, mommy, just be mommy.
Oh, really?
wow.
Oh.
How unique, right?
Yeah.
My own kids were like that, but they just wanted me to be mommy.
Well, it's different. So I want to ask you about your organization that you're involved in, which is called Happy House.
Yes.
Tell us what this is. What's the organization?
Happy House is a nonprofit organization, and I have a program that's throughout like 6 after-school programs like Boys and Girls Clubs, PALS organizations, churches, parks and recreation facilities, and it's designed specifically for at-risk kids. It's a character-building program that puts a moral compass there for kids. And to me, it's kind of staggering. I was born in the Midwest, one of 6 kids, and to me, the idea of growing up without, I personally didn't have that, and so where I'm at right now, I found this book called The Way to Happiness, and we've got the youth version of this so these kids can learn simple precepts like take care of yourself, do not murder,
Yeah.
don't steal, be truthful, be faithful. Just common sense values to put some truth there for these kids. And they do the program, and there's a whole lesson plan and everything for them. And I get these success stories from these kids saying that they never knew that it wasn't okay to not murder.
Right.
Because that's their lifestyle. That's all they know.
Well, you had to come up with this concept from somewhere. What made you decide you wanted to do this?
Gosh, it started back in 2004, and I don't know. I had read the book, and it just impinged on me quite a bit, and I raised my
Spoke
kids
to you.
with this way.
Yeah.
And if you look at, just look at your own community. I don't know where you live, but I'm out in Northridge, and it doesn't matter where you live. There's problems, and kids,
Right.
Yeah.
things have just kind of gone downhill a little bit, and parents are really, they're a bit, I think, a little bit dispersed, trying to put a roof over their head, trying to make sure that
Yeah.
food is on the table and make sure kids are getting what they need. And schools, they have a job to do, and it's tough for them to also include something like this that has a moral value to
Right.
it. It's not really their job, but you kind of wish that they would do it, but they're busy doing what they're trying to do.
Sure.
So it's sort of stepping in for some kids that don't have that. So we're doing a fundraiser at my house.
Yeah,
I
you-
opened up the doors.
But you do it all
their-
the time there at your house.
Yeah, this is the 9th annual.
Right.
The 9th
Oh,
annual
wow.
one, and I'm very good friends with the police, so I'm just saying for anybody that's coming, you can go to my website and find out about it, or happyhouse.org, but you can come for $25 or bring your kids because it's poker, it's Texas Hold'em style poker.
I love it.
Which I don't personally play, but I love to
I
be
was
the
going to
hostess.
ask you, were a gambler of any sort?
No, I don't. But I love throwing parties, and we have up to like 500 people will come to this, and they'll play, and the money goes to this program, and we've got awesome prizes. I mean, Galpin Ford is bringing a truck, so like kids can for the first time give permission to do graffiti on the truck. They get to paint the truck with paint, and then they're also bringing a car that somebody has the opportunity to win, a Mustang, and we've got, oh my gosh, tickets to American Idol and Teen Choice Awards, and
When is it?
it's tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow. Oh,
Today.
Well, well, good.
Yeah.
And something tells me Bart may be here, or at the.
Bart will
Bart will be
absolutely
there.
look like a 50-something-year-old woman, but he will be there. I'll sign autographs and stuff.
Okay,
Yeah.
fantastic.
so
well,
much.
good. Thank you.
Sharing your story.
Oh, thank
It's great.
you.
Thank you.
More information on Nancy and her organization, be sure to check out our website and check out her organization at happyhouse.org.